Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players.
How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video, I'm gonna play with Yveltal BREAK and the Decidueye-GX deck. So, two damage spread attackers in one deck always sounds like a trouble for opponent on the other side. So, let's first introduce to you the Yveltal BREAK and the Yveltal, not the Shaymin. First of all, Yveltal is a well-known card from the Breakthrough with the Fright Night, of course, ability. As long as this Pokemon is in active position, each Pokemon tool in play has no effect. Which means with Yveltal against EX and Heavy Retreat decks, we can simply use that Pitch Black Spear for 60 and also spread 6 damage counters to opponent benched EX Pokemon. On the other side, with the CGI Feather Arrow, we can also add 2 more damage counters to one of our opponent Pokemons in play. So basically, if we have 3 Feather Arrows available per turn and 1 Pitch Black Spear, we can go for like 120. Either way to one active Pokemon, or we can go with Pitch Black Spear for 60 to the active, 6 damage counters to one of our opponent benched Pokemon with a Feather Arrow, and basically we can also theoretically snipe for 6 more damage counters with the Pitch Black Spear if our opponent actually have EX Pokemon on the bench. So this is gonna be Shaymin snipe without too many problems. So also once we are able to spread as many damage counters around the board with the CGI Feather Arrow, we can also use the advantage of the Belfort Knight for 120 and also spread 3 damage counters to each of our opponent benched Pokemons that already has any damage counter in it. 80 Pokemons, 32 trainer cards and 10 energies. Sounds like a very balanced deck. So I'm running 4-2 line of the Yveltal Fright Night and 2 Yveltal BREAKs. I'm also running 4-3-3 line of the CGI GX and 2 copies of Shaymin-EX for the setup. So that's all speaking about Pokemons. I mean, theoretically you can also add maybe 1 Tauros GX just as a tech, but since this is just gonna be a damage spread deck, I don't feel comfortable running Tauros. Then I'm running 1 copy of Escape Rope, simply because the Flowstone are not gonna be effective, and with Escape Rope we can actually do some crazy maneuvers, even forcing our opponent to promote his maybe Heavy Retreat Pokemon in the active position, where we can easily escape with the, for example, Olympia, or even just with switching between Yveltal BREAKs, or just between Yveltal to the CGI in case we want to use Hollow Hunt or Razor Leaf. Running also 2 copies of Level Ball with 2 copies of Timer Balls and 4 copies of Ultra Balls, simply because we really want to have that the CGI-GX in play as fast as we can. So that's the reason why I'm running 8 different balls for search. It sounds very funny when I say 8 balls, but it is. Running also 1 copy of Revitalizer just in case if one of my grass the CGI families are actually in my Discord pile, I can easily get access to them with the Revitalizer. Then I'm running 1 Special Charge, 1 Super Rod, simply to recycle those Yveltals and Special Energies back into deck. And of course 2 copies of Trainers Mails. Not too many Trainers Mails, but even 2 of them can be good, as always. Only 3 V-Seekers. Why 3 copies of V-Seeker? Well, that's the reason, mainly because we can have the advantage of the Hollow Hunt GX, and we can take any 3 cards from Discard pile into our hand. So that's the reason why you don't actually need 4 V-Seekers that necessary. But of course you need 4 copies of Force of Giant Plant, simply because you really want to have that turn 1 the CGI in play. Double Lysandre makes a lot of sense, simply because we really want to use the advantage of the Fright Night ability. 3 copies of N for Drove and 4 copies of Sycamore means 7 Drove supporters, 1 Olympia, which is very important here, simply because we can have that switch and heal. 1 copy of Professor Kukui, so I can even go for like 110 with the Razor Leaf, or 80 or even 140 with the Belfort Knight. And also it can allow us to drop 2 extra cards, 10 energies in total. 4 of them are going to be double course energies, mainly because both the CGI and Yveltal will require double course energy, and 1 either way Grass or Darkness Energy for attack. That's the reason why I'm also running 4 copies of Rainbow Energies, mainly because with Yveltal is going to be main attacker, but sometimes you might just find yourself in a situation playing against water decks where you actually want to use the CGI as the main attacker. So basically with Rainbow Energy we can combine between using that Hollow Hunt and of course Pitch Black Spear, because Rainbow Energy is going to be any energy provided to Pokemon as long as it's attached to it, and of course 2 basic Darkness Energies, just in case, you know, if you find yourself in trouble against Giratina, you're not going to be able to attach Special Energies, but mainly with that simply Darkness Energy we can actually somehow maybe power up one of our Yveltals and start to spread damage, but Giratina will actually need 2 turns to power up with those Double Dragon Energies, and meanwhile we can simply already knock out that Giratina with our the CGI Feather Arrows, of course, and with the Pitch Black Spear, and of course Lysandre will be huge issues for them. If you're looking for any of these cards, as always, you can find them on tcgcastle.com. With TCG Center 5 code, you can also get 5% discount on your first purchase. Make sure to check that. Also, if you're looking to trade your bulk for upcoming Guardian Raising booster box, it's available worldwide. It's going to be sealed, of course. You can do that. You can also check that in my video description. All you need to know, all very important information can be found in the link in my video description, so make sure to check that. So let's do some games to see this beauty in action, so see you in the game. Alright, so as always, we'll try to get heads and we'll try to start first, so there we go. Very important to go first with this build, of course. But not to start with Shaymin-EX, definitely. Okay, I mean, at least I can Sky Return. It's not gonna be that big issues with Shaymin in the front as long as I can Sky Return, so I think I'm gonna be fine for now. I have 1 Level Ball, 1 Timer Ball, and Trainers Mail. And 1 more Trainers Mail. Alright, so let's see. First 3-3 line of the Rowlet, 2 the CGIs, 1 Shaymin is here, Revitalizer, Special Charge, looks like Super Rod is prized. Alright. So first Rowlet for me, then I'm gonna play 2 Trainers Mails. It's interesting to see that I'm only running like, tell you what, I'm gonna grab that Ultra Ball for now. It's interesting to say that I'm only running like 2 copies of Trainers Mails, and I managed to get 2 of them in my first hand, which is just amazing. So let's see what we can find with the Timer Ball. How many heads? 1. Okay. 1 is okay. Cannot complain. Better than nothing. So I'm gonna play 1 Ultra Ball here. There we go. So Ultra Ball, it's gonna be for another Shaymin-EX, and this is gonna be perfect setup for like a 6. Of course, I'm taking the risk here just in case if my opponent run in hands, Crushing Hammer or Flare Gun, he can easily scrap energy from my Mr. Shaymin. That's gonna be Ultra Ball, and you can guess what? It's gonna be for Dartrix? Nah. Let it be for tell you what. I'm gonna grab myself 1 more Rowlet and put it down to the bench. So if I can somehow get actually to the CGIs with my M, that's gonna be gorgeous. So far so good. Go, and there is 1 CGI and 1 Timer Ball, so it looks like I hit the jackpot here. I even pulled that Escape Rope, but it's okay. It was not that... I definitely didn't have a good chance to pull Escape Rope since I only run 1 of them, so that's the reason why I actually mainly decided to attach energy to my Shaymin. But at the end, turns out that I managed to pull it, so I can even use it. But I might just decide to, you know, use that Escape Rope next turn when I see what my opponent will have available, and then just try to Sky Return with another Shaymin. Or I'm just gonna Sky Return. Oh, there we go. So it's gonna be 1 end from my opponent's side. Alright. Let's see what I'm gonna get. So there is another Rowlet, which is interesting. definitely going to put it down to the bench since I'm going to Sky Return. There is one Level Ball for my opponent. I also have N, which means I'm going to have 6 new cards with the N. Oh no, I'm going to play against... it's going to be hard match, definitely. There is also Max Potion. And my turn, so that's it. Oh boy, that's definitely not good for my opponent. And I'm even wondering, is it even worth basically to play that N right now? I think how it's not. But on the other side, I'm just gonna Sky Return for now. And I'm gonna promote my Friday Night Yveltal in the active position. Of course, right now that Friday Night Yveltal, it's not gonna be big threat, especially against my opponent Solgaleo, so there is one Skyla. Skyla can go definitely for Ultra Ball, and it's gonna be mainly for Ultra Ball here. So yeah, Rare Candy and another N discarded for that Solgaleo, so interesting. Will there be a Rare Candy in my opponent hand? It will be. And more than that, I think he have actually Shaymin in his hand. No, he don't have access to the Shaymin. Well, that's definitely interesting. That's definitely interesting. So I think I'm gonna play that N. But before I go with that N, I mean, I don't even need to play that N, to be honest. I feel comfortable even right now with the cards in my hand. Tell you what, let's just pass the turn for now. I mean, I'm okay. I just need that Escape Rope next turn so I can go for 6 damage counters to his Level-GX. I still don't know the rest of the cards in his hand, so he managed to pull the V Seeker, so he's gonna play that N. Alright, there we go. I have way too many stadiums right now in my hand. I simply want to get rid of them. There is one more Dartrix, which is going to be important. There is one Metal Energy, and it's going to be Ultra Rod, of course. And this is going to be Soul Burst GX. So right now he's going to try to power up as many energies as he can to these Pokemons in play. Good thing for me definitely is that he can go for 230 with the Sunsteel Strike. That's mainly not gonna be enough for the one-hit knock against my Decidueye. It's gonna be exactly enough for the knock against my Shaymin. So somehow I feel like right now it's time to Sky Return. Basically, you don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to get 2-prize knockout against any of your Pokemons in play. So I'm definitely gonna play that Olympia right now, which is gonna be down to my Shaymin. And after that, I'm gonna use a couple Feather Arrows, mainly to that Fomantis on the bench. And right now I'm Sky Returning back to my Friday Night Yveltal. Alright, there we go. So if he wants, he can definitely have 230 with the Sunsteel Strike for only 1 prize, and that's not even close to be good. And there is another N from my opponent, so that was third N from him. Alright, so let's see what I'm gonna get. There is a Lysandre, Professor Kukui, Darkness Energy, Rainbow Energy, a Level Ball sitting in my hand. Of course, I'm gonna stack with my Yveltal in the active position, and I'm gonna be able to retreat. There is one tiny problem. If I decide to attach my Rainbow Energy, my opponent can simply go for one-hit knockout against one of my CGIs. So that's creepy, but it's okay. He was forced to use that Sunsteel Strike, discarding 3 energies. I think this is GG. I think this is gonna be the GG. Let's first use that Feather Arrow to his Fomantis. Alright, so there was no Lurantis for my opponent, so he simply lost very important resource right now. Alright, so nothing for that Level Ball. Well, I'm thinking about just playing Professor Kukui right now. It's gonna be more than enough. I have one more Feather Arrow, so I can go for 80. Let's be smart. Let's focus that for Mantis because he's gonna be big threat. I'm gonna use Pitch Black Spear for like 80. 80 and 190 is 80 and 110 is 190, and next time I can go for 60, and that's gonna be exactly enough for the knockout against his Solgaleo. I also have that Lysandre sitting in my hand. The only problem for me is going to be that Lurantis, so I somehow need to get rid of it. And there is Skyla for my opponent, which might be for, I don't know, Escape Rope? He simply needs somehow to retreat. Oh, Sycamore, actually. He can actually retreat. He just needs to click on that Ultra Rod and he can promote his another Soul Galeo in the front. Alright, that's interesting. So right now it's definitely time to attach the double core synergy. And it's time to spread some damage counters around the board to that Lurantis on the bench. Right now I can go for the 2-price knockout, and I'm definitely gonna go for the 2-price knockout against his Soul Galeo. Simply because I really need my third Decidueye-GX in play. So with 3 Decidueyes I can have 6 damage counters per turn. There we go, there's one more Decidueye and one more Finite Yveltal. Alright, so he decided to promote his Cobalion, which means that right now with the Revenge Blast he can go for like 120. Still not gonna be enough for the knockout. Still not gonna be enough for the knockout. Still he needs to have that Mental Energy attached to that Cobalion somehow, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So knockout is not gonna happen since he already played that Professor Sycamore, so he can't play that Professor Kukui, but 2 times Super Rod can actually recycle 6 energies back. Unfortunately, he already used that Soul Burst GX, so he definitely needs to have that Lurantis GX rolling in the active position. And look at this, this is gonna be a Revenge Blast for 120. Alright, there we go. So 120. Time for another Yveltal on the bench, and time for one Decidueye. I feel right now it's pretty much time to get rid of those Forest of John plants. I'm gonna grab myself that Yveltal BREAK, which I don't want to evolve right now, so let's see. This is 60 HP Pokemon. Well, I'm gonna knock him out right now. Why not? Why not knock him out and take one more prize? Maybe I can find that Lysandre? Nope, just a Rowlet. Okay, never mind. That's gonna be Pitch Black Spear for 60, and basically I can go for like 60 and 90. That's 150. Well, I just need Lysandre, or I just need to force my opponent to promote that Lurantis in the active position, and that's gonna be it. Mainly because I have that Rainbow Energy available in my hand, so I can go for 90, and I can go for 6 more, so 150 plus 60, well, that's gonna be exactly enough for the knockout, since I have that Rainbow Energy available. Let's first spread those feather arrows. I mean, it's very powerful deck. It's very powerful and very interesting deck to play. Mainly because you can spread damage around the board and you have so many different options to do. And that's a Rainbow Energy, and that's a Razor Relief for 90, which is going to be exactly enough for the knockout for the last 2 prize cards here, and that's the GG. So interesting, definitely interesting deck to play with it. I highly recommend you guys to try it. Okay, so let's go once again with the heads. Unfortunately this time I didn't want the coin flip, which means that I won't win also the game. Starting with the Rowlet. Okay, I mean, not the best opening hand to be honest, but at least I have that Ultra Ball available, which means I can search myself Shaymin. Also having the Decidueye-GX in play turn 1 is going to be a big deal. So there is one Trainers Mail for my opponent, which is going to be Trainers Mail for the Ultra Ball. Alright. Let's see what else he can find with the Ultra Ball. Probably Shaymin-EX. Lily and Lysandre discarded. Okay. Lily and Lysandre discarded for one Oranguru. Okay. Maybe he have Max Elixir. Oh, Max Elixir down to the Oranguru. That's okay. Instruct for only 1. And a Hex Maniac. In my turn. Okay. Well, that's interesting. At least I'm gonna have that Decidueye-GX in play. And I'm also gonna attach double Colorless energy to him. And more than that, I will just pass my turn. Next turn I'm gonna Ultra Ball. I hope I'm gonna Ultra Ball for that Shaymin-EX for the setup. There is one more Darkness energy attached to his Darkrai. Instruct for 1. If he can have VS Seeker, he can have Lily for like 4. I don't know what else he has in his hand, but at least he can strike with the Dark Pulse for like an 80 right now. There's a Pearl City, which will be 3 down to me, and there is one Professor Sycamore. Alright, so only one copy of Max Elixir has been played. This is the second one, and there's gonna be one more energy, which means Darkrai can go for 100 right now. Dark Pulse for 100. I'm starting to be in a red zone right now with my Decidueye. So I'm gonna get myself that Timer Ball right now. It's gonna be for one copy of Dartrix. And then I'm gonna Ultra Ball. And I'm finally gonna grab that Shaymin-EX in play. I only have one Shaymin, so that Shaymin setup better be good, or this is gonna be completely disaster. Set up for 5. It's gonna be Ultra Ball. It's gonna be Ultra Ball, and it's gonna be Ultra Ball for 1 Rowlet, so I can put him down to my bench. And after that, I'm gonna use that VS Seeker for my Professor Sycamore, and then I'm gonna Sycamore for 7. Revitalizer will give me the access to the second Decidueye. There we go. So this is just amazing. Managed to pull that Yveltal and managed also to pull that Revitalizer. I'm running only one Revitalizer, but managed to get one, so this is just amazing. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna Sky Return. Basically, that's the main focus right now, to Sky Return with the Shaymin and to promote my Friday Night Yveltal in the active position. Go. Retreat down to the Shaymin, Sky Return for 30, and next turn I can have that Shaymin available for like 3, 4, 5 cards, depend. I might just even discard the Shaymin with Professor Sycamore. I still don't know what I'm gonna do. It will depend on the top deck cards. So there's gonna be Ultra Ball for my opponent. All right. Maybe he right now decided to grab Shaymin, maybe not. It's a Yveltal with the Oblivion Ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energies. Well, with 5 energies... Oh, there's a Lysandre down to my Decidueye, and is going to be Instruct. He can go for 120 right now, which means that he's short for like 1 more energy, and there's going to be Max Elixir, very important Max Elixir, and that's going to be the knockout against my Decidueye. Well, there we go. Dark Pulse for like 140 exactly, and now for the knockout. Okay, time maybe to play that Yveltal to his, not a Yveltal, but the Lysandre somehow, but I don't even have the Lysandre. So definitely time to set up my Shaymin. Alright, so there is a Rowlet, and this is gonna be 1N. This is gonna be 1N, and there is a Level Ball, but I don't have any Dartrix left in my deck. But I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check it just to be 100% sure, but I know that I don't have it. I have just a Rowlet, which I'm gonna grab. And unfortunately, that's gonna be it. Unfortunately, this is gonna be it. Yeah, definitely not good. Definitely not good. So there is Trainers Mail for N. That Darkrai is just fine for now, as long as I can't one-hit knock him out without Professor Kukui. So basically, for me, the best card would be top deck VS Seeker for that Kukui, and an energy, of course, so I can knock out that Darkrai with my Pitch Black Spear and also spread 6 damage counters to his bench and Darkrai. And I managed to pull both of these cards. So this is going to be definitely the knockout against the Darkrai. And most importantly, he will not get extra energy card. That's the most important thing here. So 6 damage counters, and 2 damage counters right here. So he had 110. Yeah, unfortunately I need to use that. Professor Kukui, I don't have another option here. So let's go with Professor Kukui for 2. Oh man, how many Rainbow Energies I have, that's just insane. Never mind, let's just go with the Pitch Black Spear, and that's gonna be the first knockout for me and 2 prize cards. So I'm gonna grab Trainers Mail and Dartrix, there we go. So finally that important piece of puzzle, Dartrix. I hope my opponent will not knock out my Rowlet right now on the bench, but he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energies. This is gonna be 120, so he can go with the Dark Pulse for 120 right now. He can't even go for the knockout. No, XP share. So yeah, as long as you have Yveltal in the active position, that XP share will not work, just in case if you don't know about that. So alright, that's gonna be the knockout right now, and I'm gonna need that end so I can end my opponent down to 2 to avoid maybe V-Seeker for Lysandre, but then if he get, oh, he have access to the Lysandre, it's gonna be Lysandre down to my Decidueye. I think that was the biggest mistake he actually did right now. He should just knock out my Yveltal and then go for the knockout against my Shaymin. I think that was definitely big mistake for him. It was definitely a big mistake. So I can right now even have that Yveltal break. I can also get the CGI. I mean, with the Yveltal break, I will just have extra HP. So Feather Arrows. That's 80. That's 100. Well, that's 100, which means I'm gonna need V-Seeker, and I'm not gonna get V-Seeker, but I'm gonna get that Escape Rope, which is even better. Better and bigger. I could search myself that Ultra Ball for Shaymin and maybe get that. Maybe I could get that. V-Seeker, but never mind. I can Ultra Ball, I can play Professor Sycamore, but I feel I'm actually pretty good right now. This is gonna be Pitch Black Spear, 6 damage counters will go down to his Darkrai on the bench, and that's all I really need to do. Next turn I can actually knock out his Darkrai with my the CGI Feather Arrow. So if he wants to retreat here, he's definitely gonna need either way Escape Rope, Olympia, or Switch, because if he decides to retreat, he's gonna need to pay 2 energy retreat cost, which is not highly recommended. And there is 1 more Darkness energy attached, and that's just probably gonna be that Oblivion Wing. For 30, and 1 more energy will be attached to his Darkrai. But he actually lost the game when he decided to Lysandre my CGI instead of just knocking out my Yveltal. This is just my personal opinion. And there's a V-Seeker, which might be again for the Lysandre, but still I have enough resources in my hand to pay retreat cost. It's gonna be for Professor Sycamore. And there is also Extract for 2. So I just need to knock out 1 more Darkrai on the bench. Will that be possible? Of course it's going to be possible, because that Yveltal will actually give me the access to that knockout. Alright, so Oblivion Wing for 30. So 1 energy attached. And that's gonna be 1 more Rainbow Energy. And it's gonna be Trainer's Mail, so what I can find with my Trainer's Mail, just another Ultra Ball, of course I'm gonna use that. So this is gonna be 1 Feather Arrow for the knockout against his Darkrai, so he's also gonna lose 2 energy cards here. Oh, a Lysandre. That's interesting. Let's first see what we can find with the Ultra Ball. I'm gonna discard some of the cards from my hand. Oh no, unfortunately I don't have don't have what I'm looking for, but basically what I can do here is place a couple more damage counters to that Darkrai, play the Lysandre to his Oranguru, so if he wants to retreat he's gonna need to pay very expensive price. Then I'm gonna also Ultra Ball one more time, just to get rid of some of the cards from my hand, you know. It's very important in case of the N. And more than that, there's just gonna be Pitch Black Spear for 60, and also 6 damage counters gonna be spread down to that Darkrai on the bench. So he can simply retreat. He's gonna need something like a Hex Maniac, but if he play Hex Maniac, he's not gonna have the access to the Lysandre. Lysandre can definitely be the good one. He can simply, oh, there's Escape Rope, but I can always promote just another Friday Night Yveltal in the active position, which I'm gonna probably do. Or maybe even... He have how many? 8 damage counters? 100? Well, let's just promote another Yveltal in the front. Who cares? I don't have another Yveltal break anyway. So still, tool cards will not work. He can definitely knock out my Yveltal, but it's definitely better to knock out my Yveltal instead of the CGI. Still, I'm gonna have that Yveltal break on my bench, but unfortunately without 3 energies to use that Belfort Knight. But at least, there's a VA Seeker. Will it be for the Lysandre right now? Yes, it's gonna be for the Lysandre. It's gonna be for the Lysandre against my Yveltal break actually. And that's gonna be Dark Pulse for 160. Okay. Still it's a GG. Simply because... Oh, where is the P? Okay, he is here. Simply because I have that Rainbow Energy and I have the access to 2 feather arrows, which means I can simply have enough damage counters to knock out his Darkrai here. And that's it. Pitch Black Spear for 60. Unfortunately, I can't attack any of his Pokemon on the bench, but that Darkrai is knocked out and I managed to pull 2 victories in a row. So definitely, deck is interesting to play. There is a lot of potential with him. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, so make sure to check this deck. Make sure to try this deck out and see how good or how bad it is. You can judge it by yourself. There is the deck list, so I actually share it with you. And I hope you're gonna hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you already didn't, to help me out to rise my channel more and more. So have a nice day till the next time. I will see you in the next video. So till then, have a nice day and goodbye.